Good afternoon. It is Matt Rogers. It is now the first of the second month of 2025. With this broadcast, we will now show you some very interesting captures of space, our solar system, something appearing, unidentified flying phenomena. Please look very carefully as we continue to talk about Nibiru, Planet X and the coming cataclysms. Now, a few people have mentioned and also messaged me explaining, Matt, why can't we see these coming cataclysms? Why on earth can we not see now Planet X if it is indeed in our solar system? Now the thing is, folks, the military, the technology, the governments use across the world is called cloaking technology. They can hide things thousands of miles above the Earth's atmosphere using satellites to arrange these huge mirrors to cloak objects of interest. These objects are now here, folks, in our solar system, Planet X, Nibiru. Think about it. Using the technology to cover up anything they wish to, and indeed the governments across the world think they are so clever to do this. They are actually proud of the phenomena of cloaking technology to hide the truth, to discard anything that they don't want the public to see. Here is the exact material that the cloaking technology shows, indeed with the illustration to prove as well that the person is hidden behind the blanket, showing up this technology where we can only see part of the person, but indeed where we're noticing they're using this technology deep in space above the Earth's atmosphere, using the taxpayers' money to hide what is to come. To many people now viewing the video, this information could be absolutely unreal, but again, it does sound very far-fetched. But when they want to hide something of a huge cataclysm that they can't no longer control, of something big entering our solar system, indeed they will use this technology as much as they possibly can as a timeline to cover up the truth before the events, before the power grid goes down. Please watch these particular pictures very carefully, because those objects that I'm showing you on the screen are very real, using the telescope, pointing out towards objects that we've never seen before in our lifetime. Now indeed we all know our Sol, the Sun, in our solar system, but these past couple of years something has changed, causing the appearance as well of the solar events to become more and more excessive. But again, by pointing towards the edges of where we see the pictures of the Sun in the daytime and also nighttime, we notice planet-sized objects. Where have they come from and why are they here? Objects bigger than Mercury and known heavenly bodies in our solar system. What is going on, folks? The first picture on this broadcast took me by surprise by using the Vixen telescope pointed towards the Sun. Now, again, other people have explained by pointing towards the Sun in the daytime as the Sun is setting, you can still pick up stars and also unusual objects to the edges of the Sun where we see the solar flare events. But I picked up something very interesting. As well, we notice stars. But incredibly, we're picking up something celestial. Or is it celestial? Could we be seeing a solar flare the shape of a celestial planet? Let me just zoom into the particular photograph of noticing the object. Clearly you can see this huge celestial object, stars, solar flare activity from the Sun. Incredibly, the capture was caught at around about 3 p.m. of yesterday's skies. Today's skies now on the 1st of this month is very cloudy. So what I'm doing now is producing the video of yesterday's captures of importance. Are these objects, again, that are being covered up across different areas of view sites of many people's horizons that are talking about the topic of Planet X, Nibiru, the coming cataclysm, noticing light refractions across cloud systems that look so much different than ever what we've seen before in many different years. This is absolutely incredible of seeing this object. You can see the curvature of the solar flare as well. Let me just show you the upper area of the photograph as well. of the solar flare activity. You can see this activity again, just where we see the huge object, indeed solar flare activity from the sun and iron oxide from a heavenly body that's reached our solar system. Just again, another very interesting capture. Let me just zoom in for you as well. We're picking up many interesting captures now of this huge event, this incoming event. Or are we seeing a rogue planet? More rogue planets now, folks. In the scientific community, they're talking about this through news reports more often than any year ever before. So 2025 is a very interesting year to capture many things through our solar system. This other deep space photograph was taken again around about 10:15 of yesterday evening skies, pointing north. Now, this particular picture is pointing out to the further reaches of our solar system, right out past the asteroid belt. I noticed this as well by noticing one blue refraction of light, meaning it could have been a star, this blue object. And then I noticed as well, incredibly, of two orbs or two celestial bodies. Two very similar shaped and also the characteristics and colours. Deep space photographs. Let me just show you the star systems and rocks and other formations way out there deep in space. It was captured again, and I was amazed to see these objects because indeed we've never seen these before. Let me just zoom in to the capture to show you. What are they, folks? Are we seeing a binary system deep in space? Or are we seeing some strange orbs, which we've noticed as well, heading down towards the skies and moving at extreme speeds? Two objects, folks. Okay, folks, we picked up this particular picture towards the further reaches of the solar system between Uranus and Neptune. This object is far beyond, deep in space. Now, do they know, the establishment, that this particular object is out there in our solar system towards the edges of our solar system? This huge celestial body that looks indeed like a second sun that carries other planets through the solar system. Now, we went back to the particular picture only last week, but it's still there, folks. It's going nowhere, showing up as well. And because we're picking up the colours of the formation with the stars through space, it looks to be as well that this object could be closer to once that we ever thought of. In the calculations, this could indeed be Hercules that was spoken about by Carlos Munoz Ferrada. Or it could just be something that is being undiscovered or even discovered by the establishment that they do not want anybody to know. Just like I spoke as well about the cloaking technology. Can they do this? Of course they can. Cloak in the skies using technology, satellites to rearrange mirrors, huge mirrors, to cover up objects of interest. Other people explain, Matt, why do you speak of Planet X? Why are you so interested in this phenomena? See, the thing is, folks, my grandfather, way back in 1991, when I was around about 18, explained to me that there will be some kind of catastrophe in my lifetime because my nan used to work for the military, the Secret Service, down in London, and explained all about many things. Now, that information came back through to my granddad, and also with that year of 1991, he explained that to me as well, and it never ever left my mind. Something will show up one day in our foreseeable future. This very photograph was taken to the constellation Capricorn. Now, there is multiple objects in this deep space image. Now, we've spoken about this very phenomena before, where we can see a huge object in the background towards where we see the foreground objects. Now, calculating the position of these objects is very important, because indeed the photographs from different videos show much the very same object deep in space towards where we can see Jupiter and Mars. This is further on as well, folks, pointing towards where we see the star system, and also the incredible captures which could be Helion, Farada, Harrington, space rocks, smaller moons in the solar system towards the further reaches where we can see a mini solar system. This object again could be affecting the orbits of Uranus and Neptune. Again, an incredible capture, deep space, genuine photograph showing up something very, very interesting. Could this be Nibiru Planet X or some other intruder lurking across the solar system, causing, again, strange orbits of known heavenly bodies? Okay, with this certain photograph, it was very, very fascinating to see because the object looks like it's moving towards us through deep space. Notice we see multiple stars on the photograph as well. But indeed, this object of interest absolutely stunned me because the object is like a fireball. You can see the streak just behind it as well, space debris. But again, the calculations of the object, it looks massive of a size. Now, many people that follow the channels and also speak about Wormwood Star, a star like a huge comet, an asteroid that comes down towards the Earth. Folks, this could happen. It is very important to understand as well that these topics are very serious, going on for more and much longer than 20 years or so of the readings. I mean, many scientists as well had lost their lives, like Rodney Marks, that worked as an employee down at the SPT telescope, the South Pole telescope, down in Antarctica, that had information, picking up readings towards our solar system, radio frequencies, infrared. And then all of a sudden he lost his life. He passed away. Some kind of intruders, scientific intruders, came in from the shadow government to pick up information and then take it away from the telescope. What did they see, folks? And what did they find? Again, this object is traveling through space like a huge star, a fiery star, through our solar system. Okay, by taking multiple pictures of the sun on a daily basis is very important by using 3 types of telescopes and cameras and picking up something just at that moment of time before the cover-up of the skies, because we see this as well on a daily basis of a morning sunrise and an evening sunset throughout the skies to hide those refractions of light, strange colours appearing across cloud systems. We've all seen this. We've seen it for many long years now. Cloaking technology comes into it because of the belief, again, by seeing those colours and then looking around and seeing nothing that is causing those colours because they're hiding something, folks. Indeed, what we're seeing here is a refraction of light from the sun as the sun is setting to this area. You will notice those small planes covering up the area view side of the sun on a set and a rise. But looking at the calculations of the photograph as well, to seeing the solar flare activity as the sun now is in a cycle of heating up, notice the smaller objects that are showing up on the very photograph. And then we start to see something huge, something mysterious, to the edge where we see the object. Now, again, I spoke about this before, of an object again that is in front of the sun will look dark, like we see of Mercury in transit. And also now that we're seeing this huge object still lit up, could mean again that this object is towards the backside of the sun in our solar system. It is there, folks. It shouldn't be there. See, the object, if we're looking at Nibiru Planet X, it doesn't maneuver around our solar system just like the known heavenly bodies in their orbits. It is in a different orbit, folks. But the calculations as well with the photograph absolutely stunned me, the shocking picture, because indeed as well the object was much smaller in size when we first spoke about this a long time ago in 2016. Even towards the early 90s, the object would even be much smaller. The calculations as well of the object that was noted using the IRAS telescope, which was in control by Dr. Robert Harrington. Destruction. This event. We all need to know now that this is serious. Another deep space photograph using the telescope. Now this was taken around about 12 between 12 and 1 a.m. Now, again, we're seeing deep space. This is really far out, folks. Indeed, in astronomical terms, we could be looking at 47 trillion astronomical units away. Now, again, it looks very, very interesting. Of all these stars way out there to the further reaches of our solar system, the capture again was interesting. Now, I will continue to show the particular pictures deep in space, the photography that needs to be shown, of any difference, anything that looks strange deep in space. Very interesting graphic image, because you can see stars in the foreground or space rocks and space debris scattered all across the outer reaches of our solar system, stars. And this formation again in the background where we see the space debris is very interesting. Because I come back to this picture is because I notice as well the same phenomena through the years of picking up these objects of interest. The object has got greater in size, meaning that the formation used to be about the size of the smaller object to the right hand side, but this object is growing in size. I will always come back to this particular area of the solar system to look at it in detail for our community, our Nibiru Planet X community, to see what is happening. Okay folks, now the thing is as well, whilst taking pictures deep out in space, or even taking very clear pictures by zooming in towards the edges of our Sol, the Sun, noticing huge planets that shouldn't be there, and then looking towards the stars early hours of the morning. See, this capture was taken around about 3 a.m. on the 1st of this month of 2025. This formation again. Now, even when we pick up pictures, when we see asteroids and space bodies and huge space rocks above the Earth, it needs to be seen. This huge object again. Notice stars. Notice how the object, the size and the formations, calculations, it could be around about 350 feet. See, again, when you think about it, it is a huge, huge object roaming around space. Now these objects, again, they move across the solar system with the gravitational pull of other known heavenly bodies and bounce off through to other planets as well, heading our way, and also towards the Sun and to the further reaches of our solar system. Think about it. Objects are being reported through the media because of the Near-Earth Object Program that the establishment use as well, putting up the reports. But seeing the space rocks and the size of the formations, the actual space rock is very important. I mean, like I described before, if you saw one of these objects moving through as well between the moon and towards our skies, what would you think? Just moving across the skies silently, a huge, massive asteroid. Think about it. Okay, I'm going to produce some video evidence as well on different videos shortly, because I need to download the information using the telescope onto the laptop. It's not as easy as it was using the other telescope to do that, because I could pick up the video evidence. But this telescope, it takes some doing as well with the technology and the information, but I will get round to doing it because I need a special memory card to produce that onto videos. So we'll get footage on different videos, some spectacular evidence of these objects moving through space. Now, this particular image was definitely moving through the stars. You can see the amount of space debris behind the object. We could be seeing a fireball. There is an upbeat of fireballs that are showing up across above the Earth's atmosphere. Indeed, these fireballs are becoming more and more evident. You can see stars and also the space debris behind the fireball heading downwards. This object. Just another piece of evidence. And again, these fireballs, they don't look as small as they did as well. By 2018, they look like now they have grown in size. Now, folks, I said this on a different video, that anything that looks known to us, our surroundings in the solar system, or even down below ground zero of everything we do on our daily lives, every object, formation, everything that we are taking in within our minds and noticing that everything is okay, but noticing something that is out of this world, folks, something so different, moving across space, is very, very, very difficult to try and to speak out of the formation and the characteristics of the object, because indeed I do not know what we're seeing here at all on this particular picture. It is absolutely overwhelming. There is something moving across space. Something again with asteroids and space debris, rocks, formations, moving across the stars. Like I just stated as well, I will produce the videos and show you the footage. That is going to be outstanding. But indeed, what are we seeing here? How comes we're seeing this formation deep through space? I mean, you can see a rocky object or some kind of phenomena of asteroids, but then look at this area here, folks. It looks like this other object is pushing this huge chunk of rock through space. Very interesting capture. Something again that hasn't been seen ever before on video or photograph. I have to say, folks, there has been definitely an upbeat in space rocks and asteroids. That something has kicked out of the asteroid belt. Something has moved into our solar system. Because the evidence is overwhelming of seeing these space rocks through our solar system, scattered across our solar system. Because before, the objects of interest were dark, so dark, you couldn't manage to even pick up anything like an asteroid, but now we're seeing, through the change of the sun, much brighter, that's also, we can see the lightness as well of known heavenly bodies in our solar system lit up, which back in the day as well, when we saw those books and also through the scientific community, Jupiter and other known planets were much darker, but now seeing them in magazines and books and also looking at them as well with a telescope, they're much brighter and changes of colours. Think about that, folks. What is changing the colours of known heavenly bodies? This object again is very interesting, picking up some kind of asteroid through space. Again, look at the formation, the strangeness of the asteroid. The picture again was taken early hours of the morning, around 1 AM. Just another fascinating photograph by taking pictures in Hull, United Kingdom, with a friend of mine as well, Paul Williams, that used a telescope to pick up many other objects. We were both blown away with this phenomena of seeing these large celestial objects, asteroids. Okay, going back to this picture, it was a couple of days ago, but again, it is important to look at this photograph because the object is absolutely out there. Something again with strange looking star systems, other formations, but there is something clearly showing up. Strange lines. Now, we spoke about John Leonard Walton, a scientific photographer that was able to pick up interstellar starships. Something again to the further reaches of our solar system, parked up, orbiting our planet, orbiting it so far out to the outer reaches of our solar system on a huge orbit. I mean, again, how fast are these objects moving around? Are they tracking us? Are these objects, and who is running these things, tracking us? I mean, look at the formation, folks. This is definitely interstellar. Now, again, to show, and also, this is very important, video evidence of these objects moving across and also, again, orbiting our world so far out into space is definitely important, because we're going to catch and show you as well the video evidence of these objects moving very fast, and they sort of morph, they sort of move in and out. They move, folks. They sort of widen, stretch out, and then close back in together. See these objects in the formations here. Let me just zoom in. These objects, these part of this formation, it sort of opens up. It sort of opens up and then closes again. Opens up and closes. I mean, what type of technology can do that deep in space of these objects? Do they know? Expressed before on different videos, do they know of the coming cataclysms, Planet X, Nibiru, nemesis, the destroyer, heading into our solar system. As these objects, are they run by the Palladians or the Anunnaki? Think about it. Very, very unusual space objects, interstellar. So okay folks, I'm going to now head off tonight to be able to capture some other very interesting phenomena deep in space photography, picking up again as we start to see the characteristics of a sunset and a sunrise. Remember folks, when you see those small objects moving across in front of the sun, trying to cover up the skies because of the coming cataclysms, Planet X Nibiru, please look out for the small objects hazing up the skies, because this is what's happening folks. Or is it? Are we just speaking of normal phenomena, a change? Or are we speaking of something of truth of what is happening to our world? Please again, look out for the next video. Have a fantastic weekend from Matt Rogers.